Good morning. It's Tuesday, July 12th, and I saw an article in the newspapers online that I will talk about momentarily. But I want to tell you about my experience as a teacher. As a teacher of computer science, I started that job in 1969, and I taught advanced classes, primarily in computer languages and things like that. But at the beginning, I also taught an introductory course. And when I discovered something that was very interesting, I had to get the students involved in the thought process associated with what computers could do for humanity. And I came up with this question: what is the worst possible job that you could imagine? And that's how I would open the introductory session to the beginning students at the beginning of a semester. And I never got the answer I was looking for from the student. But in my mind at that particular time, the worst possible job that anyone could have would be a toll taker at the Lincoln Tunnel or the Holland Tunnel. Just imagine spending 8 hours of your day consuming all the fumes that were being spewed by the automobiles and the trucks and all the other types of vehicles that passed through those toll stations. Can you imagine lines of cars, the people waiting with cash in their hand to pay the toll? And at that time, the toll was like a quarter. Because when I worked in Jersey and I went across the Washington Bridge, I had a booklet, and I had a whole book for a month, and it was a quarter each time that I went through. Those coupons were a quarter. And so that was my introduction to these students. And now here we are, 53 years later, we are now finding that toll booths are finally being abandoned in many, many states, on many roads, and on many bridges. Now, I wish I could tell you that they were abandoning these toll booths because they consider the health of the toll takers of primary importance. But that really is very low on the totem pole of the people who are thinking about getting rid of these booths. This is strictly an economic situation. Toll takers made a decent salary. In fact, in many cases where the states or the cities were going to remove toll booths and replace it with automation, the toll takers fought back. And in the end, many of them had to take pay cuts in order to keep their jobs, in order to stall the installation of these automated toll booths. But now it's all caught up with them. And now all over this country, roads and bridges and tunnels are replacing their toll takers with automation. This automation involves cameras and sensors and E-ZPass. I always had E-ZPass. I still have it, even though I don't go off Long Island too often. So now if you come up to a toll booth and you have E-ZPass, you automatically get charged right on your E-ZPass. And then you pay the fee when the bill from E-ZPass comes, or it's attached to your credit card and you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't have E-ZPass, the camera takes a picture of your license plates and you get billed. And there's a problem there, because sometimes the billing is screwed up and sometimes there are penalties attached to the bill for no reason at all. So there is a movement by many drivers that they don't want this automated system to go in place. They don't want the fact that they can be tracked in some way, shape, or form. Because in some cases, in order to use the toll system, they want you to carry a transponder in your car. And that will mean that wherever you go, you could be tracked. And it's probably true that they could track you if you have E-ZPass also. So there are many drivers who don't like these automated systems. And they would rather have people collecting dollars or cents or however they would be doing it, and putting those people's lives at stake with the fumes and everything. Now, it's a pity that this is happening. Now, I've heard some things that the toll takers who have been replaced by these systems in many cases, they're just gone. They've lost their jobs and they're gone. But I think around New York City has agreed to pay them for some period of time. And I think it's incumbent upon all of these states that are getting rid of their toll takers to give them an early pension if they qualify for that, or to send them to school and make sure that they get a good education and they are prepared for another type of job. And I would say that they owe every one of these toll takers a minimum of 1 year's salary. But I haven't seen anything with regards to that, with regards to how they're going to take care of the toll takers who have essentially risked their lives for years doing this service, this terrible job. There's very little in this article that talks about health. It's all about the economics and the way the systems work. And I can appreciate that. The system is a wonderful thing. But the fact that it took 53 years to get this thing really, really off the ground, and it seems like it's slowly built up momentum, because if you look like at the states that took it, like California, like Georgia and Texas and Massachusetts and Florida and Colorado, those states are on the cutting edge. And they love it in those states. They allow, in their minds, it allows the drivers to zip past without having to slow down or have long lines. So while you may think that's good, there are many drivers that are unhappy. They would rather pay cash. They don't want anybody interfering with their driving habits, etc. And then, of course, you have the unions. The unions are losing all their employees, basically. And these jobs were paying very well. A guy with 30 years of service was making over $66,000 as a toll taker. Of course, he risked his life every day he went to work, but that's beside the point. So all in all, it's finally come to pass that toll booths will be disappeared. They'll be gone, and this automation has finally caught up with them, and it's probably saving many, many lives, because I haven't seen any stats, but I am willing to bet you that there are many toll takers that got cancer or some other disease like that from the fumes and everything. But of course they don't mention anything like that in the article. So all in all, I am happy that my prediction of 53 years is coming to fruition. And pretty soon we won't see any more toll takers out there. And my good friend David will probably be very unhappy about that, because robotics is not his thing. So I'll leave you with that this morning, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.